Welcome to another episode of the Good Guys Podcast. My name is Brandon Dixon. I am a happily married man and a humble father of four. And as always, I am joined by none other than the Honorable, the Reverend Slim Rev, aka Joshua Ezzy.
What's good, BD? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. We're back at our Saturday morning time. It's the birds are chirping outside. You know, the sun is shining. And we're here. I've got my coffee and I'm ready to roll. So
yeah, man, I got my alkaline water, man. I got that 10 alkaline, bro.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah,
Okay,
bro. Listen,
okay.
That's why the skin clear.
Okay. Yeah, looking
I was hoping they would bring my hairline back, but we'll see.
might need a little bit more than alkaline water. Maybe some.
Man, I don't know, bro. Man, I don't know if I want the hairline back, bro. I saw some old pictures with me with a hairline. But people wouldn't watch my video. Like, who's this guy I'm watching?
Yeah, I think you're good with the bald head, man. The hairline was kind of suspect back in the day. It was running away from you, so I think it's a good thing that you just went ahead and you got the look for it though. You got the beard going.
Yeah, and that's why I'm gonna stay here, bro. But sometimes, when I look across the screen and look at BD, man, that hairline, bro, it's like the waves are coming right to the shore perfectly, bro. my hairline's going through a famine. Ain't rain in a while. No waves coming to the shore.
Hey, Dad, we got to work with what God blessed us with. I can't get the beard game going either, so,
you right. Now, which one would be better, this or that?
Oh.
Would you rather have a
strong hairline or
would you like a strong beard?
That's a good one. Should we? Next week? Okay, we'll do it next week.
I mean, which one? We could do it this week because we could push the other one. The other one is the other one is movable.
That's true.
I mean, everybody's barbershops are open now.
All right.
Some people are, maybe we'll do it today. But that one, the one we came up with today was, that's good for next week. Yeah, we'll do that next week.
Let's do it today because the anointing brought that up, and so we got to flow with the anointing on that one.
BD, you right. When the spirit, see, we talked about this last week. You're watching this podcast thinking it's just two people. There's someone else in the room. There's someone else in the mix.
My.
And if he wants to talk about hairlines and beards, who are we to change the topic?
For we are but his humble
And that's what's
servants.
wrong with this. That's right. That's what's wrong with people today. Holy Spirit be like, man, let's do this. Let's rock here. Let's go here. And we're like, nah, we're going to talk about this.
We already planned on doing this, so we're going to stick with the plan because that's what we planned. No.
The word of God says, BD, many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the purpose of the Lord that prevails. So I'd rather flow with his purpose.
That's right.
Instead of go with our plans.
Absolutely.
Even though our plan was a good idea, but his purpose are a better idea.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the podcast. I got to wake my voice up, man. It's early. I'll tell you. Last week was...
man.
It was a struggle. It was Sunday afternoon, but the voice was already warmed up. I was ready. The morning, it's like, whoo, let me get this coffee. Let me get the vocal cords warmed up. But we're still here for you guys. We're still cranking out this video, and it's going to be a good one. So if you haven't done so already and you enjoy the content that we are putting out here at the Good Guys Podcast, hit the subscribe button, okay? Hit the bell so that you get post notifications so you know when we're coming out with a new episode. The voice, J.E. Me. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. And if you are already subscribed, okay, smash that like button. All right, that lets YouTube know that you are enjoying the content that we are putting out, puts our content in front of more people. And the more people that our content is put out in front of, the more people we can help. Okay, smash the like button. Hop in the comments and interact with us. And we will definitely try to respond to every comment. One of us will. All right. Also, check out, I'm sure most of you are already familiar with Josh's page, but definitely check out his content. Josh, what videos you got? Some videos you dropped here recently?
All live Q&As last week.
Live Q&As last
busy
week.
week last week. Just live
Okay,
Q&A.
check out his live Q&As. I'm sure they're up there. Check out my channel, The Blue Piece Crew. We just dropped a vlog yesterday. All right, so check that out. We'll put the whatever the drop down thingy. It'll be there on the video. Okay. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started on today's episode. And we're going to start as we normally do with the weekly airing of grievances. And I've got one today, JE, and it needs to be discussed. And it's a grievance. It is a grievance, and it's a problem. All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm a father. Okay. I'm a father, and I play with my kids, and I interact with them. I spend time with them, and it's cool. It's awesome. And I don't mind. One of the main things they enjoy doing when they're spending time with me, and I'm not sure why, because there's a lot of things that you can do when you spend time with your parents. Like, we could read together. We could watch a movie together. There's a lot. We could go to the park, ride bikes. Their time spending mechanism of choice is to fight me. Right? They want to fight. They want to wrestle. They want to do karate masters. So we're fighting. We're doing karate masters. And my youngest son, he's 4 years old. I'm in the middle of, laying the smack down on my oldest. And the youngest 4-year-old, he gets up on the ropes, or the arm of the couch, if you will, and he comes down. People's elbow, right into my rib cage. And I screamed, J.E. I screamed.
You know. Go ahead, BD. You know that hurt.
And that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm secure enough in my manhood to say, J.E., I may have shed a tear. Okay? You know how you get really mad and you're yelling and those tears are welling up in your eyes and you try to get them back up in there because you're like, I can't let them, they was welling up, J.E.
Oh man, because if they see them tears come, they got you.
And I can't let them know that. And it just, and that wasn't the worst part, J.E. I got mad. Okay, may have been slightly more aggressive than I probably should have for the remainder of that fight. And I'm not proud of that, but I won. Okay, I won.
That's all that matters.
But the problem is this morning, J.E. This morning when I rolled out of bed, I really rolled out of bed, J.E. I rolled out of bed and I hit the floor because normally, I swing around, plant my feet on the ground, and I get up. I tried to swing my feet around and there was just a sharp pain in my side, J.E., that paralyzed me, and I fell to the ground, writhing in pain. And I realized we're getting old, J.E.
Yeah.
We're getting old. Like it,
yeah, man.
This time it was just, wrestling with my kids. But it seems like, there's just aches and pains that are coming along just from, just everyday things that used to not affect me, J.E. My back almost always hurts. I'm picking up a toy off the ground. Pain. Sharp pain going through my back. All right? I can't even play ball. I can't go hoop anymore. I have to make a serious life business decision every time I go hoop.
Yeah.
Because it's all fine and dandy while I'm hooping. Now, granted, I can't keep up with those young cats running around all over the court, wanting to, they think they're Steph Curry. They want to run off picks, and I'm not doing all that. I'm not chasing after you anymore. I can't do that. All right. I'm coming down. I'm shooting my three, and I'm jogging back down court. That's about it. I'm probably not going past the 3-point lines on either side of the court. Right. But if I do hoop, even if I do that, the next morning, I can't get out of bed. I have to do yoga stretches just to get out of the bed. And it's not right. It's somewhat depressing. And it's we're in our mid-30s, and it's just like I feel like I'm on the precipice of a midlife crisis, JE. I'm not old. Okay? I'm not decrepit. I could still move around, but I'm not young anymore like I used to be. We used to be able to rip and run all day. When I was a teenager and I used to play with my little cousins, I could wrestle and fight with them all day. And they wouldn't stand a chance. And you fall down and you bounce right back up and nothing's hurting, nothing's creaking. Now, that's not the case, JE. I feel like I'm getting old. The aches and pains, the getting out of the bed, it's just not how it used to be, JE. And I'm hoping it's not just me. I'm hoping I'm not the only one going through this. I hope you're feeling the same way. I hope some of our listeners, I know our demographic is about 24 through 35, so I hope you guys are feeling me on this. Let me know that I'm not alone, because if that's the case, then maybe I need to go to the hospital and see if there's anything wrong. But hopefully, we are all going through this together, so let me know. JE, talk to me. Help me out.
I got you, bro. I got you. About a year older than you.
Mm-hmm.
A few months, 6 months older than you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I've experienced this a couple of months, a few months before you have.
Okay.
I've learned as a man that the muscle has now shifted. I'm no longer a man that has to rely on the muscle of the body.
Okay.
I got to rely on the muscle of the mind.
That's true.
See, that's the difference. As my body ages,
Right.
my mind stays youthful. That's what we got to do now.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. That's perspective. That's perspective.
I used to be upset, BD.
Right.
I used to be upset at these young guys who can't ball for nothing. You get buckets for 2 or 3 games. And this what sucks about playing the best of 5 or the best of 7s. You gotta, as an older man, you gotta get the first 2 games.
Right.
Okay? Because the competitive edge in you when the series is tied 2-2, because the second 2 games, you're gonna catch the males. Okay? You're gonna get the males, get them out, it's strategy.
Right.
Win the first 2 games. And if they at a level, you might get that 3rd game and just sweep them. But if you see, it ain't gonna be like that today. Lose those second 2 games, conserve your energy, and then when this muscle kicks in, and then you win the last game. But BD, it's interesting how you had this moment yesterday as well. I did too. My nieces, I was over there. My wife sent me over there to get some things for her because she had to sing this morning.
Okay.
And they want to box. For the last couple of weeks, they've been talking. I've been hearing the whispers.
I've been hearing the whispers.
And whispers I don't mind hearing. Because one thing I do not mind for young women to know is how to use them hands.
Okay.
Knees, elbows, everything.
Right.
But who's the test dummy? I come in. I greet the children. I greet my sister-in-law.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mom. Sis, how you doing?
It's only right.
Here she go. I'm like, what you doing? She's like, let's go. I said, all right, put the hands up. Put the hands down. She said, no, let's go. She said, teach me something. Bruh, first off, her form need some work.
Okay.
That's the worst kind of form, when they don't have a form.
Oh.
Okay, at least when they have a form, you can, she's like this.
You don't even know
where. It's the 16-year-old. I don't know where to go. Bam, shoulders get hit. Boom. Then I'm looking, I'm wobbling. And I'm like, first off, I'm going to feel this in the morning.
Right.
But I said, she not about to knock me out. So I get back up. I'm like, arm is going everywhere.
Right.
I'm blocking. And that wears you out. Because I'm like, bro, my shoulder's like, bro, what we doing?
Right.
We ain't did these aggressive movements in months.
You're right.
Bro, I woke up this morning, bro. I'm like, bro, why do I feel like, man, like I done got beat up? But you have to keep their confidence up.
Got to.
But I couldn't let her think that I was hurt.
No.
What's up, man? First off, that's another area of grievance. Why do kids think that we don't feel pain? Should we cry more? And if we show a tear, then that's more pain coming your way.
Right. It's like, bruh, I know you're only 4 years old, but that mess hurts. You can't just knee me in the middle of my chest and think that they think that because they're small and you're big, that you just don't feel pain. Oh, daddy's invincible. No, daddy's not. Okay, daddy's getting old. All right. And that mess hurts. When you catch me off guard, when we're in the middle of combat, hand-to-hand combat, I'm kind of prepared for the blows, and they'll hurt me the next morning. But I'm ready for them at the time. But when I'm just laying, trying to catch that nap, and you just jump in the air as high as you can and just come down on your knees in the middle of my back, that mess hurts. Not in a cute, oh, we're having a great time kind of way. And I may not recover from this, and I'm probably going to scream at you kind of pain. It's not good.
And you know what's the problem, BD? See, the older you get, you bring your force down 50%.
Right.
So when you punch, it's not your full force.
No, absolutely not.
It's maybe with us, it's maybe 10% of our force.
Literally.
Because if I get a 35-40, you might get knocked out.
Without a doubt.
They 100%.
120. 120.
Yeah.
120.
Like they watch Eric Thomas right before they got us. I'm like, bruh, why you in my search history?
Right.
You watched the 120 video?
I need you to give me 120 when you go and knock your father out. 120.
All right. And then next thing you know, wow. I'm like, bruh, we're playing. I'm talking to my nieces like, I'm teaching them self-defense stuff, and I'm like, bruh, I'm not the person after you, okay? Like, I'm not kidnapping you.
Right.
Like, don't. This is not a simulation. Like, bruh, don't tap into this mentally. No, I'm not the guy. My little niece, the one that's 8 years old, practice. Well, I came over that other day. She was like, try to kidnap me. I said, what? She said, try to kidnap me. I said, okay. The girl tried to knee me, bruh. I'm like, bruh, no. Like, don't try to knee me, bruh. Like, that's why I said I can't play with y'all, bruh. I'll take you to 9 rounds. So I went on Amazon. I'm about to order me the little, the pads and get her some gloves.
Right.
I said I'm gonna get the little body thing joint too. Get the face thing for me, cause bruh, I'm not catching a stray.
That's what I'm about to do.
You know me, bruh.
I'm about to
go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get all of them. I'm gonna say y'all can hit me, but I'm padded up.
Dang.
And they'll still find a way to hit where the pad's not.
There you go. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah. But aging, bro, I don't mind it if my mind is not. If my mind is not aging, if my mind is like maturing but not aging and wearing off, and this is the time where we just say, you know what? Do what you gotta do physically.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's time to use your main muscle.
That's right.
And that's the muscle of your mind. So many people right now are wasting their mind and their youth. And when you get of age, you have nothing to use.
It's very true. We talk a lot about
Yeah.
I was just going to say, we talk a lot about self-development. We talked about it on last week's episode. If you didn't watch last week's episode, I recommend you go back and watching it. I know a lot of you may not have watched it because it wasn't specifically about relationships, but it really was. Before you even get into a relationship, you need to do some self-development so that you can be ready when you get into a relationship. But in the episode last week, there's bars on bars. I would recommend going back and watching it. But we talk about self-development. And it's because if you get old and, your physical goes and you haven't developed your mind, you're pretty much useless at this point. Like
useless, man.
You can't do it physically and you can't, you don't have the mental makeup to still be effective.
And it's crazy how many people's minds are still stuck at a previous age. Like your mind has to mature beyond your age. My mind should not be at a 34-year-old mindset. It should be because I've been mentored by people older. My mind should be older than me.
Right.
It should. My life should be catching up to where my. That's why they call it a mindset.
Wait a minute.
I just dropped, bruh. That's another person in the room. Your life should be catching up wherever your mind is, that's where your life is heading. So if your mind is still stuck at 18, 19 years old, 27, 20 years old, that's where you're going to be stuck. If your mind keeps moving up, you keep moving up. If your mind stops, you stop. That's why they call it a mindset. That's why I always tell people, what are your default mental settings? Have you changed your default settings down to Christ? If your default settings is of this world, you're going to be thinking crazy. You got to set your mind on things that are above. So that if your mind is above, your life will reach that pinnacle. That's why, man, your mind should always be older than you. It should never be your age, and it should never be younger than you. And I'm going to save all my stuff on the mind for another personal development episode here on the Good Guys Podcast. Because a lot of people are not developing their minds. Listen, every day I do mental activities. Every day I'm looking at new words. Every day I'm coming up with different acronyms. Every time I see, and people don't know this activity I do. Every time I see something around me, I try to make a sermon out of it. I try to utilize that object to change a person's perspective. I look at a word and I say, how many F's can I get with this concept? Like I literally train my mind so that when I'm in the element of testing, that thing's sharp. So many people got dull knives that can't cut through anything.
That's good. That's good, man. You got to train your mind. Got to be training your mind. Especially, like you said, as we get older, that's something that you have to do. Like, you see a lot of people, our age, J.E. I see them on Facebook and stuff, and they still wearing, like, jerseys and jeans and, you know, like, it, not to say the jeans are wrong, but the whole outfit, it screams, I am, like, still in college. And it's like, you know, you're spending your money, you're spending your resources, you're spending your time on that. And like J.E. said, your mind shouldn't be, not only should it not be, you know, in your 18 to 22 age range, it shouldn't even be at the 33 age range. Your mind should be thinking my 40s. What do I want my 40s? What do I want my 50s to look like? What about my kids and their gut? Like, those are the things so you should be spending your time, spending your money on working on your mind, because the physical things, they're not going to help you. You know, as you get into your 40s and 50s, you're not going to be able to rip and run like you are in your 18 to 22 age frame. So yeah, you got to be developing your mind. I'm not going to turn it into a self-development situation, but Josh, you took it there. All right. But
let's go.
We'll go ahead and cut it short there. All right. This is the airing of Grievance. So we're going to go ahead and cut it short and go into the main topic of the day, unless you had something else, J.E.
Nah, man, I'm saving this because it's too much to say.
Yeah.
That right there is probably the number one issue for a lot of people, an undeveloped mind.
Absolutely.
Man, let's keep going, bro, because, boy.
Warmed up now?
Yeah, I'm warmed up. Let's go, bro. Let's talk to the ladies. Let's get these ladies together, bro.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move into the main topic of the day. And today we've got a good one. We're going to talk about 5 reasons why a woman should never pursue a man. All right. And I know this is a question that comes up a lot, and it's something that, and it's understandable. Like, you know, I traditionally, I guess, you know, the man is in the pursuing role, and sometimes it can probably be, I can't speak for a woman, but I can understand how it could probably be kind of frustrating at times to be in that passive situation where you're not really in control of it. You kind of have to wait for the man to pursue you. But we're going to tell you today why you should do that, why you should be patient and let a man pursue you and not, go after a man. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and hop into it. The first reason is because it's going to turn off a man of God, like a real man, a good guy. It's gonna be a turnoff. All right. The kind of guy that you're looking for, a man of God, a man of valor, a good guy, is going to want to play his role in pursuing his good thing. The Bible says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing, not he who is found by a wife. It doesn't work that way. So a good guy, a man of God, is going to want to pursue. And most good guys, that's how we're wired anyway, right? We are wired to want to chase, to pursue. So if you're coming after him, a good guy, it's kind of a red flag. Like, she seems kind of aggressive. Why is she coming after me? That this isn't really like the way that things are supposed to go. So it's just not going to be a good look for a guy who, is after the right things. A guy who is seeking God. He's going to want to be in the right role. A man of God is going to want to establish roles in a way that the Bible kind of establishes those roles, right? He's going to want to stay true to those roles. So the man is the provider, the man is the protector, and so he's going to want to be in a situation where he's initiating the pursuit. So plain and simple, there's not really a whole lot to it. The first point per se is just it's going to kind of be a red flag or a little bit of a turnoff to a man of God.
Yeah, man, it all depends on what type of guy you want to turn on. And I know turn on is a term for sexual things, but turn on is actually a mind thing for the right man. You determine your actions, your response, your decisions will determine what kind of guy you turn on. Because if you try to pursue a man that's a good guy, a guy who loves God, if you try to pursue him, that's a red flag, because that man knows himself. He knows the word. He knows the order of things. And if you turn off that man ain't going to want to deal with you. Now, the thing is, you don't want to turn on the wrong guy, because if you pursue a guy, that's going to turn that guy on. And that's going to turn that guy on to pursue you and deal with you in a negative way, or sexual way, a way that's not the way you decided or intended. But when you step out there, you're basically telling that man, hey, I'm available. What's up? And I have a point here that I want to let ladies know, is that the right man don't need a hint. You don't even got a hint to that man that you're interested, because that man is going to find you by following Christ. That's the beautiful thing about the order of life, is that when a man finds you, he's going to find you because he was following Jesus. And when he's following Christ, he'll be able to say, you know what? Jesus, through his spirit, the Holy Spirit, will lead him your way. And all you got to do is, but Coach BD, I'm JE over here, but JEBD, do I just sit here? No, you don't sit there. You be productive. You continue business as usual. You stay productive. If the moment you get passive, the moment you begin to peek over and be able to say, you know what, I don't really like it here. I don't like where God has me. I talked about in one of my videos last week, BD, how Christ was tempted in the wilderness, and he was tempted to turn stone into bread. And I metaphorically talked about how many of us want to turn our stone, hard seasons, into something soft and bread. But Jesus said, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. And what I mean by that is, your singleness may feel hard. It may feel tough, and you're going to be tempted to turn that hard situation into something better and prematurely. And that's why you can't be caught up in being passive or bored. You got to be preoccupied. You got to be occupied with doing something, so that when that right man comes, you will begin to see the Holy Spirit mesh y'all together. But if you get passive, you start peeking over, and then you're going to start pursuing that man. And then when you pursue the man, that's a man, that man's going to be turned off, because that man's going to look at you and be like, what you doing, baby girl? I mean, you cute, but where's your mind at? Is your mind? Because a man needs a woman that trusts God. Because a woman who don't trust God aggravates a man. Because that man too has to trust God. So if you're always like, I just got to make it happen, the right guy's gonna be like, I'm sorry, I don't really want to. You just not. It's just not right. But the wrong guy, oh, he loves that.
Yeah, and that's
oh, the wrong guy loves
right.
that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna hit on. That's one of the points that you brought up that, I wanted to kind of highlight a little bit, because we talked about, the effect that it'll have on a man of God, but also conversely, it's gonna bring the wrong attention your way, because if it's not the right guy and you're, aggressively coming after him, like J.E. said, they gonna take. I'm gonna tell you right now how a man is gonna take that, the wrong one. He's gonna think, oh, she's trying to give it up. Like she's trying to get it in. So he's gonna, oh yeah, let's go, let's hang out, let's chill. And he's gonna be wanting something totally different from you. So now you got yourself in a situation with somebody who's not the one, and it can go one way or the other. But yeah, so it's twofold. You don't want to push away a man of God, and you don't want to attract attention from the wrong type of guy. So,
and that's why you got to be very careful when you engage culture. There's a lot of pressure in culture towards women, to go out there, and what they have done in society has demasculated masculinity. They have made masculinity to be something that's just soft. No, that's too hard. Don't talk like that. Don't be a man is what they're basically saying. The devil's doing it on purpose because it flips the order. That's when people say certain things about God or certain things about theology, they don't understand the deeper implications of it. So empowerment can be demonic. Empowerment can be evil. Because you'll feel empowered. Yeah, maybe I should go ask that man. You're right. Maybe I should. Women should not be sitting on the sidelines of life. And if I see a man, I'm going to go get him. That empowerment is rooted in evil. Because the enemy's ultimate objective is to portray into society the opposite of God's original order. And so if the masculinity of man has been decapitated and now men have been softened. Look at a lot of men today. They have been softened. You don't really see on mass media men. That's why I heard Jason Whitlock on Speak for Yourself said something very powerful, and the soft men on the panel was just being dumb. But I'm not sitting there saying I agree with everything Jason says.
I normally don't agree with him, so I'm curious to hear what you.
I don't agree. But this one right here, I agreed. He said the culture has been so feminized. That the reason why 6+ million people watched The Last Dance of Jordan because of the masculinity. So people was drawn because masculinity has been removed from society so much that when they see a man, now Jordan wasn't the perfect man, but the masculinity of it, the leadership, that nature. People are drawn to that because that's missing from society. That's by design. So when people meet a real man, it does something to the spiritualness of a child. That's why a child will play over a mom or play over a soft dad. But when the man is in the home, dad's coming, they tighten up.
Right.
And what happens is when culture has been reversed and now women have this evilish empowerment, it reverses the order. And then if you already made man soft on the other side, now the roles have swapped and now the man wants to be pursued.
Right.
The man is like, come find me. I got the car. I got the house. Now you come find me.
Right.
That's not God's order.
Nope.
So when you know the root reason of the empowerment, you wouldn't want that power inside of you. Simple as that.
Absolutely. That's good. All right, so we'll go on to the second point, talking about 5 reasons why a man should never pursue a woman. And J.E., you spoke to it briefly in the last point, but it proves a lack of trust in God. You have to trust God on this, You have to trust that God has the right man for you, not a man, but the right man, and then he's going to bring him, maybe not when you want him to, but he's going to bring him in the right time. So you trying to take matters into your own hands is how a lot of people get in trouble. And this is in life, period, not just relationships, not just women to men or men to just period. It's a lack of trust in God. And that's where we get into trouble a lot, man, in life, in situations. You know, we don't have patience. We don't have faith. We want to be in control, and we want to take matters into our own hands. Oh, I'm tired of being single. I see this guy who I think, you know, is a potential suitor. I'm going to go after him. I don't want to wait. You know, I don't want to sit here and wait. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. And then we wonder why we're in situations where, you know, things don't go right, where now we have baggage. Now we have, you know, unforeseen circumstances. Now we're trying to get out of a bad relationship. And we want to pray to God, and we're like, God, why? God, you know, help me, you know, undo these soul ties. Help me undo this baggage. And God's like, I'll help you with it, but you didn't have to go through this if you would have just waited on me. You know what I mean? So you have to trust God. God has a way, you know, that he wants things done. And I would argue that it's not his will for you to go out and find a husband. Like I said, the scripture says, he that findeth a wife. It doesn't say she that findeth a husband. It says he that findeth a wife. So that means he's going to find you. In the right time, God will bring the right man to come find you. All right? If you want to take matters into your own hands, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm telling you right now, the right guy, a good guy, a man of God is not going to want to be pursued by a woman. He's not going to want that, because he's going to want to carry out that role. Yeah, he's going to want to be in that role. So, you know, if a guy is entertaining, you know, you pursuing him and he's loving it, like J.E. said, oh, I got the job, I got the money. Yeah, the women should be chasing me. And he's just sitting back and letting you come to him. That's not the one, I'm telling you. Because he'll use you for what he wants. And then when he's done, you know, when you know, he's going to get rid of you, and he's going to be addicted. Like J.E. said, these men in today's society have been demasculized. You know, now they're wanting to sit back and be pursued. It's a good feeling to be wanted, to be pursued. Sure. But that's not the role that we're supposed to take as men. We're not supposed to always take the easy road. We're not supposed to take the road that feels good. We're supposed to go out and, you know, do the difficult part. Pursue the woman. That's our role. So if he's okay with you pursuing him, then that's the wrong kind of guy. So you have to trust God. You have to trust God. You have to be patient. And if you do, it'll pay off. You just, while you're waiting, self-development. Go check out last week's episode, self-development, and trust God.
The enemy of impatience is impulsive. Oh, hold on. What am I trying to say? Let me go from this angle. Okay. Preparation is very important. Mm-hmm. The text says when a man finds a wife, not when a man finds a woman, definitely not when a man finds a girl. It's when a man finds a wife. God wants your undivided attention this season. And anytime you allow the pressures of society to cause you to peek over the fences of protection, that God is protecting you, then all of a sudden you distract yourself from preparation. Any woman who pursues a man is not content in God. Now, if you're watching this video and you may not be a believer and you're upset about this ain't for you. You don't even have the Holy Spirit in you to even comprehend what we're trying to say. Okay, so these are for the ladies who really want to be in God's will for their life. You have to understand that he wants to prep you. And the moment you step away from that preparation to pursue a man, then you miss out on that area that's supposed to be loaded in you. And maybe you are a wife, but you're not a wife. You got the WIF part, but you don't got the E. You can't just go in there being a wife. You got to be a wife, or you can't even be a we. Some women out there just a we, a WI. Some people women are just a W. They're just a woman alone. You need the I, the F, and the E. You need the I, the F, and the E. You got to be a wife. Right. And You got to be able to say, you know what, God, I trust you. Now, both men and women have to really be honest with themselves and look in the mirror and say, why am I single? And most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it is not God, it is you. Most case scenario, that's a high number. 80% of the time is you. It's a lack of preparation. It's a lack of trust in God. Now, you can go out there and settle, do your own thing, and you'll reap the consequences of it. But if you look at your life and say, you know what, I'm really not preparing myself. If all you do is prepping your wedding day, if all you do is scrolling on social media, if all you're doing all day is thinking about the idea of marriage and haven't done anything at any point in any part of the day of actually intentionally preparing for it, you're single because of you.
Right.
And so you got to say, you know what, God, I'm going to look in the mirror and say, you know what, that's me. Because if you're not self-aware, if you don't look yourself in the mirror, you will blame God, right? If Adam would have just looked in the mirror and said it was me,
right,
instead of blaming the wife, instead of blaming the whatever, maybe there would have been forgiveness. But many of us, we just step out there, do what we want to do outside of God's timing and reap the consequences. I have some other points here. Patience is virtue, man. Patience is very important. The Bible says patience must have her full effect. Like, can't have its partial effect. You got to be a patient on the patience table and allow patience to have her full effect. I also have here, how do you even know? How do you even know that's the one? You got to trust the one that knows.
Right.
A lot of women out there be like, you know what? That's the one I want. I'm going after that person. That man is mine. That's my man. I want him now. How do you even know? That man may be evil.
Right.
That man may be crazy. That man may be somebody else's man.
Yep.
And if you have this, everywhere you go, you can't even shop because every man just looks well. Oh, that could be him. Okay. Is this a divine moment? God, you did tell me to get eggs. Oh my gosh, it's him.
Right.
You can't go nowhere without looking at. You should be so focused and productive. You see no men. You see it. He's cute. Don't get me wrong. You hear me spiritually. You see the man, but you don't see the man. When you see a man, you don't see husband. You just see, oh, that's just a man right there. Because the man I'm focused on is the man Christ Jesus. If every man you see, you think husband, baby girl, something off. So, and that's why you got to say, I'm going to trust God's vantage point. I'm writing in my book right now, and I have these 4 points that are very impactful. So this is exclusive. I have these 4 things that will kind of help you in decision making. Nest, rest. Hold on. Nest, rest, test, best. Nest, rest, test, best. You got to get in the nest of God and be settled. Be nested. I'm sitting here. I got to make a decision. Say I'm going to nest here. Right. I'm going to nest in His presence, and I'm going to rest here. Once you make the decision that I'm going to nest, then you will be at a place of rest. Then when you're at a place of rest, you'll do what the scripture says: test every spirit. You'll then be able to test and say, you know what? I'm flowing in discernment. Testing doesn't mean I got to test if this man is my husband. No, you flow with the Spirit of God. You discern. Nope, that's not even what I'm on right now. And then you will be able to have God's best. But what we're trying to say is, man, you got to be settled in God and trusting Him, and trust that He has what's best for you. And I have this point here: know till you know. You can't spell the word no without know. You got to say no until I know. Even if I know that's my husband, I ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to say no until I know, and I'm going to let God show. I'm going to let God show. Because the sign that's the one that God has for you is when His Spirit bears witness with your spirit, and that man comes and see you. Simple as that. Do you want a match made in heaven, or you want a match made here?
That's right.
Trust me, the way I met my wife was supernatural. Do you want a natural? You want a natural relationship or a supernatural one? Because without the super, you won't be natural. Oh my goodness. Now that probably didn't make no sense, but it sounded good.
I just wanted to, and that was great. That was great.
Thanks. Worked on that.
But one thing I did want to say, and because I think a lot of people will say, why is it that, why did God designate the roles in the way that he designated them? Why does the man need to pursue the woman instead of why can't it be vice versa? But I think if you look at it, the consequences of you as a woman getting it wrong are far more dire, are far more significant than it is if a man, it pursues a woman and she's not the right one, right? From both a physical and an emotional standpoint. If you go after a guy and he's the wrong one and he's crazy and he's an abuser, now you're in an abusive relationship and you're not in a position, you know what I mean? If a man gets it wrong and the woman's crazy, like, we're stronger in most cases than a female, so that's not an issue for us, right? If you get it wrong and now he's an abuser, he's physically stronger than you. So if he's crazy and he doesn't want to let you go, now you got that situation you're trying to work yourself out of. Also, from an emotional standpoint, if you go after the wrong guy and you get emotionally involved in the wrong relationship, it's going to be more difficult, generally speaking, for y'all to emotionally break free from that bad relationship than it is for a man who, if you ain't the right one, I'm just going to be honest, sometimes we can just move on to the next one easier than it is for you guys, because y'all women are designed that way, to be more emotionally attached, especially sooner, earlier on in the relationship. So that's why it's significant for you to allow the man to pursue you, allow God to bring the right man to pursue you, because the consequences of you trying to do it on your own are far more significant. You have to be patient. You have to trust God.
Listen, man, we've said this many times. I know you heard me say it on my channel. It's better to be single than it is to be sorry. Everything looks good in the beginning. Most things look amazing in the beginning. Crazy is not always revealed in the beginning.
Right.
Crazy is revealed after you have been captured. And you have to understand, if there's ever been a time you should trust God, it's now.
Right.
And maybe later on down the road in this podcast, we're going to talk about the effects of social media in dating and in relationships and how y'all got it bad. I'm glad I got my wife when I got her.
Man.
Bro. I'm glad she has an old school mindset, because social media is warping a lot of people's mindsets right now, making things uber fast, making things where it's easily accessible, making things where you trust a person's bio page, but don't know nothing about how they biologically made up. Anybody can write anything in a bio, and you think that man loves God. Hashtag God forever. You know what I'm saying? All these different things, but you don't even know what's affecting his biological makeup. You don't even know what's really in his heart.
Right.
And so God knows. God's like, yo, trust me. And I think a lot of people's trusting God is rusting away because they want it their way and they want it quicker. God's processes have never sped up God's processes never sped up to match the speed of the day. He never does. It is the same. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. His principles are not old school. They are the school. People look at God as his old school figure. And so when we people who believe in old school philosophies, y'all look at us like we're antiquated or outdated. Nah, this is the school.
Right.
Nothing ain't changed. The principles in Proverbs, the principles all through the Bible, they are everlasting to everlasting. I am a living witness. Brand is a living witness. If you live by the principles, you gain from those principles. So if you do it God's way, listen, man, I don't got to worry about dumb stuff that a lot of people got to worry about, because I trusted him. Now, have I made a bunch of dumb decisions because of lack of trust? Yes, but I ain't make no major ones. I tell you that much. And what we're trying to say, man, is that God's school is the best place to learn from. No matter how fast the times are going, stay walking with God. While everybody's running after the things of the world, he says, narrow is the way, and narrow is the gate, narrow is the way that leads to life, and few will be on it. But wide is the gate, wide is the way that leads to destruction, and many will be on there. Just because everybody's running fast, check what way they're on.
Right.
Check what highway they're on. Because I'd rather be on the path of the few than to be on the path of the many.
All right. We're going to go ahead and go to the third point, talking about why a woman should never pursue a man. It cheapens your value. And we've spoken to it, in some of the previous points. But again, a man of God is going to be looking to pursue a woman. All right. If you're coming after a man, a lot of times in our minds as men, to be honest, if a woman comes after us, we're thinking, okay, she's, most guys are going to think she's trying to give it up. Like she wants me, and we're going to think that she probably does this to a lot of other guys. So it cheapens your value. It's, you're not really seen off the gate. You're not seen as like a precious commodity anymore. Like something that's rare doesn't come to you. You have to go get it. Right. You talk about like a Ferrari, you talk about, a Jaguar, like those cars are not easy to come by. They're not, you don't see no commercials for those. They're not coming to get your your services. They're not advertising themselves to get you. They know what their worth is. You're going to come to them if you meet the qualifications, right? So it's the same thing. Like you are that precious commodity. You are that Ferrari. You are that rare exotic car. You're not putting, a Black Friday advertisements out in the newspaper. Like, no, you're not coming to try to get somebody. They're coming to you, and they better come correct. When you come to them dealerships, don't come on no mess. It just to test drive them, they're going to need to see your credit report and all your information just to test drive. So that's where you want to be. You want to be the Bible laid it out. He that findeth a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. If you have done what you need to do, if you have done the self-development, if you have made yourself an asset, a good thing, then all you got to do is wait for God to bring the right person. And when somebody does come along, you check their qualifications. They better come correct, because ain't no test driving around here. You know what I mean? We can go on a date, but they need to go. They need to buy they need to buy the car. They need to buy the car. So it cheapens your value. You don't want to pursue a man. Wait for God. Trust God. Do self-development, make yourself a valuable asset, and then you just wait. That's all you do. I'm going to keep using the analogy. They make those, they use the best materials to make those cars. All right. They do the research. They have the top level technology. They have the best engineers come in to make those cars. And then once they do that, they know that all they have to do is sit back and wait. People will come in the door to buy those cars. And that's the same thing. You do the self-development, you study Proverbs 31, you become the woman of virtue that you're destined, that you're called to be. You walk in your purpose, and all you have to do is sit back and wait. And the right one will come along. That's all I got.
When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. My question to you, ladies, is what's your favor? Mm. Not what's your flavor. Mm-hmm. What's your favor? Everybody wants to be flashy. Everybody wants to be desired, but nobody wants to add favor. The key thing in that is from the Lord. From the Lord. See, when BD was giving the analogy about the Bentleys and the Rolls Royces and the Ferraris versus the Hondas and the Black Friday specials, the beautiful thing about you, ladies, is that most vehicles are pre-ordered. They never reach the dealership. They're custom made.
Right.
They're not even in the dealership. God places the order and says, I know what he needs. So God put Adam to sleep and pulled the rib out of Adam. So you got to understand, who are you being pulled from? Because the one God's pulling you from is the materials needed for you to be a helpmate. So if you're not allowing yourself to be made by him, you won't be the right rib that fits that man. So you got to understand that you are custom made. Like the Roy's, I was watching a Rolls-Royce documentary a few weeks back, BD. And they were talking about how many custom made options they have. They had 1,000+ color options. One lady got a color customized from some antique thing from her grandmother.
Wow.
So that her car can match the same color of a color that couldn't even be found. But they had to bring the antique thing in the house, and they found a way to match the color.
Wow.
One guy wanted his light show on the roof of his Rolls Royce to match the what's some things up in the sky, stars? This what's some things called?
Constellations.
Whatever those constellations. So basically, God says, I've already know what my son needs.
Right.
So that's why, ladies, you got to leave these men alone, because a lot of you ladies are pursuing restless men.
Right.
The first thing, before Adam even had a woman, he finished his assignment. Secondly, he was put to rest. A man who's not rested in God is restless. And then when he was at rest, because when a man gets to his rested state, he gets what he now knows exactly what he needs. When I was 21, I wasn't rested. So my woman that I have now didn't match the woman I wanted when I was 21 because I wasn't resting in Christ. When I got rested in Christ, that's when he made my wife. Oh, my God. So what we're trying to tell you, ladies, God don't need time. And I want people to understand, God is not working things out. Things are being released at the right time. God has already worked everything out. They're just on a time release. They're on a timer release.
Right.
And if you're on the right path and you walk with him, that thing will be released at its perfect time. Everything will be right in motion. That's why you have to understand that you are custom made. You are being customly made. Every experience is an imported piece. Oh my goodness. That's why you got to go through some experiences, because that will teach you how to be a wife. So you needed parts. You go into a man pursuing a man with 3 wheels and no engine. And you wonder why y'all ain't going nowhere. So what I'm saying is, you experience life a little bit more so that you can get, so the pieces can be imported to you. Experiences can be imported. Leather imported from Italy. Oh yeah, my Royce, the steel was imported from Brazil. You know why it's taking you long to be made? Things are still being imported.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
In order to be of importance, things must be imported. Oh my God. I'm telling y'all right now. Some of this y'all ain't gonna catch until next month. But you have to understand why this cheapens your value. Because whoever or whatever you are positioned in will determine your value. There's a difference between positional value and perceived value. Your greatest position is you as a daughter of God. But if you position yourself in other ideologies and other concepts, right, then your perceived value will change, right? So if you as a woman are positioned in God and you know who you are as a daughter, your perceived value increases. So when we say cheapen your value, it's not cheapening your positional value, it's cheapening your perceived value.
Right.
Because now that man is perceiving you as no value, no good, easy.
Yep.
And you know what happens when things are 2 for $2.22? Only thing that's left is the wrapper.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I done ate everything I ate it, and now I'm tossing the wrapper. And nobody's gonna take the wrapper and put it back together and put it on the wall to commemorate the honey bun they done smashed. You see what I'm saying? So what we have to understand, when you understand your positional value, your perceived value increases. It matches the level of your positional value. That's why the Bible says, think on things that are above, so that you can always be positioned above. The only thing that can come and get you are eagles. Do you want to marry a chicken or do you want to marry an eagle? Oh my gosh. Then you got to get to the peaks. Eagles are high. Chickens are low. So what we're trying to tell you is you got to understand who you are as a daughter of God, because that positional value will increase your perceived value. And that's why a lot of ladies are like, why no man is approaching me? Because your perceived value is higher than their pursuit value. Oh my gosh. Because no man is going to waste their time on something hard. An easy man is not going to waste his time on something that's hard to get. I'm telling you.
Nope.
So if you hard to get, that means you legit. That's why they quit. Right? Okay, I'm in a river, BD. I'm in a river. And let's keep rowing this boat. Let's keep rowing this boat.
You flowing, JD.
Your positional value will determine your perceived value. If you position yourself in something far less than your created value, your perceived value will be cheapened. Also, you got to understand that you cannot mark down your price below priceless. I said everything, man. And my question is, what favor can you add to a man? He obtains favor. You a package deal. Like, you come with favor. Ladies right now, a lot of men are focused on their flavor and not focused on their favor. You cannot focus on your flavor. Flashy, classy, bougie, ratchet, all this stuff y'all talking right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to say, what favor will I give this man? When you hear the psalmist Beyonce, now let me think, that could be sacrilegious, but what I'm saying is it, well, did she do the song Let Me Upgrade You?
Yes.
Upgrading a man is not upgrading him in character. It's upgrading him in, dang, what's another C word? Stuck.
Okay.
It's upgrading him in, you fill in the blank. What I'm trying to say is, upgrading a man is what the Proverbs told the woman, that he's known in the streets. He's helped. Like for me, my wife helps me a lot, man. Like, if it wasn't for her with my meals, like, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. And so she helps me to be organized. She helps me with, because if I leave the house with no meal,
Man.
oh, I'm going to Bojangles.
Right.
You think that's a little thing. Oh, that's beneath me. No, that's beneath me. I think they said B. Simone is going through some stuff right now because she says she doesn't want no guy who works a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she kind of cleaned it up later on. But that's the mentality for a lot of women. That's beneath me. No, like, what's your favor? Like, what can you really add to a man?
Right.
Because our goal is to add to you. What favor? You give him flavor, you may be able to throw it back and swing off poles and stuff. You might be able to look good and present you well in business meeting. You might have flavor, but do you have favor? And so that's what I'm going to leave on that, because I can go another 15 minutes and we don't have the time.
All right.
We do not have the time.
We'll go on to the next point. Number 4, the reasons why a woman should never pursue a man. It communicates that you're the leader and that you want to be the leader. Okay. Whether, subliminally or straightforward, however you want to take it, that's what it communicates. And that's why it's going to push away a true man of God, because a true man of God understands the roles that are set forth by the Bible, by the Word of God. And that he understands that he is supposed to be the leader of the household. He is responsible, for everything that goes on in the house. He is to be the leader of the home. So if you are pursuing him, you are taking on, in the first interaction that you guys have, you're taking on that leadership role. So from jump, he's already working, he's playing from behind already. So either he has to now overcompensate to kind of take back the reins, or, he's just going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this because, she wants to. I mean, he's going to sniff that out. He's going to sniff out that, she has kind of a dominating personality. We might bump heads. We might, she may not submit to, the leadership role that God wants me to be in. If I need to make a call and I'm hearing from God and this is the direction we need to go, she's going to be, we're going to bump heads on that. And there's nothing wrong with, bringing your perspective to the table, within the context of a relationship. And, I absolutely seek my wife's counsel on decisions that we make. So I don't want to come off as I'm saying, women have no say, in decisions. It's just that ultimately the person God's going to be looking at is the man. So at the end of the day, I gotta, the final decision has to be mine because I gotta answer to God. So there could be situations. I'm getting off on a tangent. There could be situations where my wife's opinion is actually the right call, and that's the direction we go. But I'm gonna make the final decision that we're going in that direction. That's all I'm saying there. But that's what that's gonna communicate to a man of God, is that you are wanting to be the leader. You are an alpha female, and that's fine and dandy, when it comes to your career progression and, if you have a business, whatever the case may be. But you have to know that in different arenas and different areas in life, you may have different roles. So you can be an alpha female on your job or in your business or whatever the case may be. It doesn't mean you have to always be, passive and submissive. No, you can get after it when it comes to those things. You just have to understand that, okay, can you switch it up? When it comes to the context of my marriage, I understand that my role in the marriage. So I'm going to allow him to lead. I can definitely provide my input, but I will allow him to lead. Right. But if you're pursuing that man, he's going to think, there's a good chance he's going to think, well, she might not know how to do that. She might just be an alpha female, and she might not be able to switch between, her work and her business and her relationship with me. She might be wanting to run me like she runs her business. And that's not about to fly for a man of God. Now, there's some men out there that are not, men of God, that are not good guys, that are perfectly fine not being in the leadership role in their relationship. They're perfectly fine letting, their wife run the ship. And if that's what you want, that's cool. I don't think those relationships are going to end up working in the long run. Because like I said, God put those roles into place for a reason. But that's what's going to happen. So yeah, it just communicates the wrong thing. Like, you want to be in a position where he knows that, he's going to be able to be in the leadership role, in that relationship, and that you're going to allow him to lead. Again, doesn't mean that you are just submissive, everything you say goes, but you are allowing him to play that role. When you're the CEO of a company, that doesn't mean you don't take advice from anyone. That doesn't mean no one else in the company has to say. It just means that the final say and the buck, the responsibility falls on you as the CEO. So ultimately, it's your decision to make. That's the same thing within a marriage. So you going after the man is going to communicate that you're wanting to be the CEO. You don't want to be his chief advisor. You don't want to be the CFO. You want to be the CEO. And a true man of God is not really going to be attracted to that.
Yeah, man. And hear my heart when I say these few sentences, man. Really hear my heart. You weren't designed to lead a home. Even as a single mom, you still wasn't designed to lead that home. Even if there's not a man there, God fills that role. And when you pursue a man, you're basically telling God, forget your order. Forget what you want to do. That's a spirit of rebellion. Now, let me break some things down. Flow with me, because you'll see after I tie it together. When people used to ask me questions about music, and when they would say, why do you have a problem with Christian artists making music with secular artists? And I say, well, there's a big difference between maintenance and ministry. And when I said that, it's because I don't have to have a Christian plumber to plumb. But when it comes to ministry, we need to be alike. Because a plumber doesn't sell philosophy. The plumber doesn't sell ideals. Ministry sells ideals. It not sells, it offers ideologies. And if you mesh ideologies, confusion is inevitable. So when the likes of Lecrae does songs, and I don't know my heart, I love Lecrae, so there's not like a bash on Lecrae. It's just me being a pillar in a Christian community. I gotta say what I gotta say. So when artists like Lecrae do songs with, who he do a song with?
Ty Dolla
What's
Sign?
the singer guy? Ty Dolla Signs or OK Osiris, you mixing ideologies because babes are not mature enough to distinguish. So what a babe will do is, oh, Lecrae, who I see as a mature believer, is giving clearance about this person. So now I'm gonna go to their page,
Right.
and then the enemy causes confusion. Now, why are you saying this, Josh? The feministic community, or the community that's demasculating masculinity, are selling ideals. That's why you got to be very careful who you or what you allow to minister to you.
Right.
Because they're ministering an idea, and ideas manifest. And so what happens is the idea of the empowerment of you can be just like a man, and don't get me wrong, in areas, cool. But when it comes to God's order, it ain't cool. And so what happens is when you accept these philosophies, now you are welcoming an idea. Once you entertain or interact with an idea, now you have been intruded upon demonically. Hear me. Jezebel, or the Jezebelic spirit, is a controlling spirit. It wants control. That's why I have here is who really wants to lead. It's not about you. Well, Josh, I'm not really trying to lead the home, but what spirit in you is trying to lead? What in you is trying to reverse the order? Because if you entertain these ideologies, you're going to be intruded upon demonic influence, and then you're going to demonically swap the order of God, and that's why you find these homes unbalanced. Now you got men who can't even lead the home because they are led, or because if her legs are closed, he can't lead the home. So now if you are imprisoned by what's between a woman's legs, you ain't going to be able to lead. That's why men got to be okay with saying no. A man cannot be in, that's why the enemy gets young boys into pornography, gets them so much in lust. So they are dependent on the V. They depend on it so much. And if they're so dependent on that, now I got to make the woman independent of a man that's dependent on the vagina. And if he's dependent on that and she's independent, now the roles are swapped. Now the man is enslaved to whether the legs are closed or open or not. And so that's why you got to be very careful that demonic spirit is not luring you from a place of patience to a place of impulsiveness and patience, that you pursue the man and you want to lead. And there's a lot of women right now who want men they can lead. There's some women right now that I know and I see on their page, their man ain't a man. And they wanted that by design. And you can almost see the aura of that woman just looks like masculinity. Not figure, but just the control. And it's like, you got to be very careful about who really wants to lead that home. And the devil's ultimate objective through his demonic system is to ensure the opposite. And I have some other points here. You notice when Adam and Eve fell, there was two questions. The first question was to Adam, where are you? God, the question to the woman was, what have you done?
Right.
God is always going to look at the man about where are you, because you were supposed to lead.
Right.
And where there's no leadership, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that shouldn't have been done.
Right.
And then what was done and passed over, that's why a lot of issues for men come through weak women. And I'm not going to get deep on that, but you'll kind of understand it later on in life. But ladies, you got to choose God's will. Because I'm telling you, you will find and see him supernaturally causing the balance in your relationship. Brandon and I are living witnesses. We have great wives, man. We are blessed.
Right.
Blessed. Because we did it the right way. And we don't have women that's trying to control us. We don't have women that's got wide open doors for demons to come in and out of. It's just a blessed place to be. And And that's all I got here, BD. Man, you just got to make sure you're not welcoming false ideologies and allowing them to dictate your pursuit, because then the enemy has a vehicle to use to swap or to control situations and continue the demasculations of divine masculinity.
Absolutely. And yeah, like you said, JE, like the ideals that we're putting forth here on the Good Guys podcast, they're not like, progressive ideals that you hear in today's society. They're not. But that's because the things that God, the roles that God established in place a long time ago, those are the ones that work. Right? The Bible doesn't change just because, people want, and it's just an attack and it's a trick of Satan. He wants to break up the family unit. There's nothing he wants more. It's the foundation of, man. That's why you see, the feminist movement, having women step into the roles that God created for men to be in. That's why you see them trying to take, fathers out of the home and be demasculated so that the home, the family unit is not solid, it's not strong. The enemy can come in and tear a family apart easily when people are not in the roles that God designed them to be in. So the ideologies, man, couldn't get that word, that are being put forth in today's society, that's an agenda that's being put there by Satan. Because there's nothing he wants more than to break up the family unit so that he can do his work. So what you're going to hear on the Good Guys podcast is old school biblical principles. And it may not line up with what you're hearing in mainstream media. It may not line up with what you're hearing in the news, but it's what works. So,
yeah. And let me tell you this, man. And people always say, well, it's old school. Do you know the sun and the moon still are going off of what God said, let there be? If the sun and the moon still does what it does, won't its principles still do what they do? And people forget that the same God who created these systems that are still sustained, won't he not sustain you with his original system in the scriptures? And I have something right here that you have to understand. The enemy's after the man. If he can break the man, he can break the home. If he can break the home, he can break the community. If he can break the community, he can break the nation. If he can break the nation, he can break the world. It all starts with the man. And when the man becomes like Christ and allows Christ to be the chief cornerstone, it will hold up anything that he holds up. That's why men who are watching right now, and ladies, you have to understand, you got to marry a man who is whole, because his wholeness will determine how long he holds. His wholeness will determine his wholeness, his holding ability. And that's why the man is under attack. Look at your preachers. Why are they so soft? Why they wearing V-necks and want to be on preachers and sneakers? Why they got skinny jeans? Why men, you can't even watch them and they thighs are out? You see what I'm saying? It's like this is by design. This is by design. And if you can break the man of God, if the man of God is broken and the figure of a pastor and a man of God is broken, the church is broken. Because now it's giving clearance to femininity, feministic traits into the church now. Man, I ain't never been around so many soft-looking men now, and people love them. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Because the enemy wants to break the image of the man. If you could break the image of the man, you break the imagery of Christ. And if you break the imagery of Christ, then people will create their own image of Christ and follow a Christ that never died for them. And they wonder why they absent from eternity with God. This is deeper than just this. What we're saying right now is deeper than what this podcast may offer, but it's real. That's what you're going to get here. At this podcast, you're going to get the truth. You're going to get, like BD said, the principles of God, and our lives will be the proof of it, because we're not going to teach you anything or tell you anything that we're not living. Sorry. We're happy. That's why we clap our hands.
All right. we'll go ahead and go to the fifth and final point.
Boy, I'm not tying these things good today. I'll be coming in strong, be good, and to that last sentence, I'm like, man, clap your hands. Clap your hands.
Making these segues extremely difficult, but it's okay. So the fifth point, the final point, talking about reasons why a woman should never pursue a man, is that it makes it too easy for him and it eliminates the hunt. And we talk about it all the time. Men, we are wired, we are designed, okay, for the hunt, for the chase. That's just how we're wired. But most importantly, the most important thing to take away from it is that it makes it too easy for him. Leadership is not easy. All right. Being the head of a household is not easy. Hearing from God and making the proper decisions, the right decisions, putting into place the things that are best for your family is not easy. Right. So you don't want to make it easy for him. A man of God, a good guy, the kind of guy that you're looking for, should not be looking for things that are easy, right? And that's just a basic principle in life for success. You want to, greatness comes from being uncomfortable all the time, right? You don't want to seek comfort. There's no growth in comfort. There's no progress in being comfortable. There's nothing good comes easy. So a man of God understands that. That's a principle that he is going to immediately say, oh, well, this was easy. Like, she came to me, like, I didn't have to work for this. And so it's probably not a good thing. So you don't want to, you don't want to initiate that because it's going to make it too easy for him. You want to know that man is willing to go through the discomfort of approaching you, the discomfort of putting himself out there, that he has the ambition, the drive to go after what he wants, that he has the confidence to go after what he wants, because those are traits that will serve him well in leading your family. That shows that he has ambition. That shows that if a decision needs to be made, if something needs to, y'all need to go after something, he's not going to be scared because, oh, it's difficult. Oh, it's hard. He's going to say, this is what we need to do. And I don't care if it's hard. I'm going to go pursue it, or whatever the case may be, whether that's you guys, whether that decision affects you guys, or if it's just something that he has to do for the family himself, or a sacrifice that he has to make. He's going to be willing to do it. He's willing to be uncomfortable. He's willing to make difficult decisions. He's willing to take risks. Those are things that you want to see from that individual. If you make it easy for him, you don't know. You don't know if he's able to, go through challenges. You don't know if he's able to make difficult decisions. You don't know because you made it easy on him. You gave it to him on a platter. So, now, all right, you pursue this guy. He's like, okay, cool. I'm with it. Y'all get married. And now reality hits, life hits, a challenging situation hits. And he's like, I'm not about that life. And you're like, what do you mean? You're the man. You're supposed to lead us. Well, how did you know? Did he give you any indication that he is a leader? Did he give you any indication that he's ready to handle that kind of thing? No, because you pursued him. You made it easy. So you don't know. He may have never done a difficult thing in his life. But just because he looked good, you said, oh, shoot, he's good looking. I'm going to go after him. And now you got a man who you thought was a man, but really he's just good looking, and probably everything has been easy for him based off of his looks. But there's going to come a time in life where them looks not going to save you. There's going to come a time in life where you have to have something on the inside of you to say, I don't care if this situation is difficult. I don't care if this decision is difficult. This is the decision that I'm hearing from God. This is what we're going to do. And I don't care if it's uncomfortable for a period of time. I'll make sure my family's good. And if I got to be uncomfortable, then I'll be uncomfortable for a period of time. But I'm going to do that for my family. You make it easy on that man. You don't know if he's that. You don't know if he's that type of guy. You don't know if he's that type of man. So You don't want to pursue a man because it makes it easy for him. All right? Don't make it easy. It needs to be hard. It needs to be hard to get you. Go back to the car now. It's not easy to get a Tesla. It's not easy to get, the Rolls-Royce Phantom. It's not easy. It's hard. Your money got to be right. Your credit got to be right. Like I'm talking about specific. I was watching I cut hair. So I was watching a barber the other day who bought a Tesla, and he was talking about how he couldn't even buy straight from the Tesla dealership. He makes a lot of money, but he had a repossession, a few years back, and that affected his credit for a while. He makes a lot of money, and they still wouldn't sell him the car because they want everything. They want to see that you make a lot of money. They want to see that your credit record is clean. They want to see, number of qualifications. It's not easy, because if they make it easy, that cheapens the value of their product. You might get the car and you can't pay. You lose your job. Now you can't pay. And now they're not getting paid for their vehicle. So they don't make it easy. They make it extremely difficult because they want the right person to buy that car from them. Don't make it easy. Do not make it easy.
Yeah, man. Everything worth having in life is on the other side of difficulty.
Right.
That's why I'm so glad God gave me the cars I was dealt. Unfortunately, there was a generation that came about that went through a lot of hardship, and their children was birthed, and then they had the heart of, I want to make it easy for them because I don't want them to go through what I went through. Mm-hmm. And then now they're seeing the effects of a crippled generation.
Yep.
Because now when a person gets everything easy, then they don't understand that life is a boxing ring and you're going to get hit in the chin as soon as you come out of those bubbles. And so what happens is we have these elementary bubbles, middle school bubbles, high school bubbles, then family bubbles and college bubbles. But life is not a bubble. As soon as you come out of that college bubble, you hit in the mouth. And what we're trying to say is that if you make it easy, then you basically telling that man you have nothing to offer. Because anything worth having should be hard to get to. Like BD's saying, like that good credit score, getting money, because anybody can have a bunch of money. But what if you got money the wrong way but don't have good credit? That shows, you got a lot of money but you don't got good credit. So how did you get this money?
There you go.
See what I'm saying? So they're saying is, in order for me to get a return on this investment, or even on your investment, I got to make sure I'm going to get my full return.
Right.
Or we're not going to make a deal.
Nope.
And so what I have a lot of points here. I said, what's easy now? What comes easy now makes things hard later.
Yep.
So if all you do is do the easy, you're not going to get anything, man. Like, you got to embrace the difficulties. You got to say, you know what? I'm not going to get comfortable.
Right.
And if you make it easy for that man, listen, I have a healthy fear of my wife. Healthy fear. Not a fear like I'm afraid of her. We're talking about a healthy reverence for her.
Yeah.
Because of what it took to get her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She didn't play no games, yo.
No.
And we're not talking about like super controlling. No, we're talking about, this is my worth. What's up? You got it? You good? If not, cool. The thing about it is, I looked in her eyes and saw that she was still good without me.
There's nothing more attractive.
That right there is what you need. That's very attractive. You're good without me. I get jealous.
Yep.
I start getting jealous of God. And then my jealousy starts turning into, well, I can't compete with God. So this is a good woman here.
Right.
You got to be, so when that man looks you in the eye, you're good without him. And you looking at him like, okay, you speed up the conversation. So, okay, because my time is valuable. Ooh. Okay, I got to go. That right there will determine, difficulty determines the difference. The difficulty will determine the difference between a man and a boy. If a man looks at that and you give that first line of difficulty, you'll see what kind of man he is.
That's right.
He'll be like, you know what? Okay, cool, I'm out. But if a man says, okay, cool, I'm used to difficulty. Okay. I got an 800 credit score. You know what I'm saying? I've been through difficulties. So what's up? What's up? Let's go.
This is it right here.
You know what I'm saying?
This is it right here.
That's the man you want to be like, okay, baby girl, I don't even want what's in your pants. I've already disciplined in my. Ooh,
come on.
I'm disciplined. Listen, this head is talking to you right now. He good. I got him disciplined. He good. He not even in part of this conversation right now. We'll bring him in at the right time. Okay?
Right.
You'll talk to him when it's time to talk to him.
Right.
But you talking to this head right here. So we're talking about, like, this man is already familiar with difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
He's already used to discomforts. He knows how to keep himself sexually. He know he's cool, so he's like, yeah, we can date 4 or 5 years and we still good. You see what I'm saying? So he's used to difficulty, so you gotta make it difficult so you can see the difference.
Right.
Because if you make it easy, the guy's gonna be like, cool, I got the pants and I got a house to stay in. And how many of y'all ladies right now got a man living with you? I know that's not his house. Those fixtures are not a man's fixtures. You know what I'm saying? That man doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I know you had something to say on that, BD.
No, that I'm telling you, man, that is, if you don't take nothing else from why you should not pursue a man, that is it. That is how you know. If you give him some resistance, if you make it a little difficult and he buckles under that pressure and runs away, that is a boy, and you don't want that. If he sees that resistance, like J.E. said, oh, what's going on? You guys, I got somewhere to be. Like, you give him some resistance, you make it a little difficult, and he steps back and says, "Oh, okay, I got to get some of your time. I got to figure out what I need to do.
Because your time is valuable.
Because if you give him that resistance and he steps back and he says, okay, I gotta work to get this. That's what you want. That is a man. He's not scared of some resistance. He's not scared of something being a little difficult because he sees the value on the other side of it. Anybody can get, a Honda Accord. It's easy to get. Not a lot of people can get the Rolls Royce. Yes, anybody can go to a used car dealership and get one of those. But if you want a Rolls Royce, you're going to have to get your bread right. You're going to have your credit on point. There's requirements and qualifications that you're going to have to meet, and it's not easy. And everybody can't do it. I can't get one right now. I discipline myself, and I'm working on getting to that point, but it's not, most people can't do it. But the people that do end up with the Rolls Royces are the ones that say, those qualifications are difficult. How can I get myself to that level? And they do what it needs to be done to get themselves to that level. They discipline themselves. They get their money right. They don't buy unnecessary things. They do whatever it takes to get that Rolls Royce. It takes a person who is willing to do whatever it takes to get to a certain level of success. And it takes a man who is willing to do whatever it takes to get you. That's the man that you want. Not a man who, just wants to go to a used car dealership and just, that one, yeah, that'll work. Okay, cool. They'll let you have that they'll let you have that easy. As soon as you walk on the lot. Repo it. Yeah. Yep. As soon as you walk on the lot, they're going to make a beeline right to you. They're going to come after you. But when it's the Rolls Royce dealership,
you got to go in that
building. You got to go in that building. They're sitting at their desk. They chilling. You know what I mean? They're not coming after you when you walk on the lot, because half the people just want to look at the car because they know they can't afford that. That's how you need to be. Don't make it easy. Do not make it easy.
You gotta put a healthy fear in that man.
Healthy fear.
Healthy fear. Healthy fear. We're not talking about like you controlling him. We're talking about healthy reverence. Like that man. No. We're not talking about a man that worships the ground you walk on. No, the man that appreciates you on his grounds.
Right.
Gosh. Man, bro, the way my wife helps me, man, that's why I tell men, if you hurt your help, you hurt yourself.
Right.
That's why you can't hurt your helpmate. Because if you hurt her, you actually hurt yourself. That's why hurt men hurt women. You see what I'm saying? That's why you can't be with a hurt man, because a hurt man will hurt you. But a man that has a healthy reverence, man, that's why I tell ladies, you got to put a price on your time. You got to put a price. If a man wants to take you out, it should be difficult to get your time. Because if you make your time difficult in the beginning, you don't have to worry about unnecessary stuff later on. Because if you put a price on your time, the guy going to be like, I don't got time for high time. I can't afford that time.
Nope.
Man, that's why people of certain levels only mingle at that level.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because of what they're used to. My time is too valuable. Like, even when I interact with people now, it's like, if you come in with some BS to me, my time is too valuable for that. I gotta keep it moving. And I'm not even at the Rolls Royce level of getting, but I'm a Rolls Royce in character.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that, ladies, your time is valuable. The value of your time with the man is determined your value, the time, the value of your time with another man is predicated on the time of value you put with the man of God, the Christ man. What I mean by that is that he'll show you the value of your time. And then you'll be like, you're taking me away. If you're gonna take me away from this, if you're gonna take me away from my focus,
right,
you better have a good budget. Because this is what's making me money. This is what's making me a woman. This is what's making me a wife. This is what's making me successful. And because even 30, ladies, he has to be worth your 30 or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It has to be. Or is you going to be sitting there, your brain going to be hurting. You're going to be looking at it, you're going to be like, man, this food ain't, even the food ain't, you making the food taste nasty the way you talking. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't ever. Don't ever go Dutch to let a man say, oh, let's, I'm going to take you out, but you going to pay for yours and I'm going to pay for mine. I just want to, no. If he wants your time, if he wants to pursue you, then he needs to pay for that time. Absolutely. If he wants to pursue you, he needs to approach you. And when he approaches you, he needs to come correct. If you want to take me on a date, that's fine. Where are we going? He needs to pay for that time. Absolutely. The standards that you set from the beginning, a lot of women talk about, oh, he mistreats me. He doesn't respect me. And a lot of times it starts with the standards that you set at the beginning of your relationship. You approached him. Well, now he doesn't really see you as valuable. So yeah, he treats you any kind of way. You went on a date with him and y'all went Dutch. Okay. Cool. He said it was easy to get you. So no, he's not going to treat you with, respect and value you. If you set them standards high, if you set those expectations high in the beginning, he has to approach you. He has to pay for your time. I don't got time to be wasting. What's going on, man? What you want to do? Like if you set that in and put that in place at the beginning, I guarantee you won't run into those issues because he's going to have, like J.E. said, that healthy fear and reverence. Now, I got to come correct with this one. I can't talk to her any kind of way because she's not going to tolerate that. She's fine without me. She'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. If you're not doing that, then yeah, the wrong guy, he'll treat you any old kind of way.
And we could put you on some quick game tips. If a man texts you, don't text him right back. Text about an hour and a half later.
Yeah.
My thing is you got to establish. Oh man, we'll talk about that some other time. You got to establish your standards because that's your safety net. Your standards is the height. The height of your standards is the height of your fence. If you got low standards, all a man got to do is hop the fence. Hop the fence, go right into your bedroom. Whoop whoop. I'm in here. But if you got high fence, you got White House fences. See, the White House fence is like see-through. It's like, oh, I can hop that. I could try. But if about time my feet touch the ground, I got a bullet through my chest.
Right. Okay?
So there's a reverence with that fence. The fence don't look intimidating. The fence says, I don't know if she got a chopper in the house. Right. I don't know if she got Secret Service. They gotta fear your angels, bro. I don't. That's God's daughter, bro. God might strike me, bro. if I man, God might. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't got that fear of God in your life, that man had no fear of you. Oh man, I'm done. I'm done because this topic right here, man, we changed a lot of lives. If you listen to this, your life has changed. And we're going to do a video on standards soon. We'll probably do one on the right standards you must have and how to establish those standards in the beginning to keep you safe.
That's a good one. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and call it. We're an hour and 40 minutes in, so we went in on that.
We gave y'all value, man. We gave you value today,
absolutely.
Man. This or that is going to be easy, so we'll let you go, BD. 5 minutes. It's probably gonna be 5 minutes long.
Right. All right, we're gonna go ahead into the last segment of the day, which is gonna be this or that. This or that. All right. Today's this or that. We're gonna do the one that we came up with at the beginning of the podcast. All right. And so this can be for men or women. For men, it's which one would you rather have, and for women, we could say which one would you rather have in a potential mate. All right.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So, a strong hairline.
Strong keyword.
Strong hairline, or not a weak hairline. Strong hairline or a strong beard game.
And you can't have both.
Can't have both. So either he's got a strong hairline, he has no facial hair, or a patchy beard, Patchy the Pirate, or he's got, a JE hairline, but he's got the strong beard game going.
Strong. Forest. Forest.
All right.
This is probably just for the comment section on this one, because I like this, man. I like having a strong beard, bruh, than a hairline. Because a hairline is too much maintenance, man. It's too much maintenance.
You got to maintain a beard.
You got to maintain a beard. But a hairline, bruh, like, first off, it's like, it has to be perfect. There's room of mess up. Wrong barber can have a bad day. Line be put back a couple inches. Hairlines, man, because which kind of hairline would you want? What would you want to support the hairline? Even or waves? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just have a strong beard, bro. I don't even miss my hairline, because my hairline was struggling for so long, bro, that this part was long. When this part start getting long, you know your hairline back. When this is more crispy than this, you know it's bad, BD. My hairline used to be back here, and this right here was, you couldn't even see this. All you saw was these. Right. You couldn't see that. I had to bend down for you to see that sharp, crisp line. And it made my forehead look bigger. So, strong beard for me, BD. This is more for you, because you have no choice. I can actually get a hairline. It'd be horrible. But you can't get no facial.
I can get facial hair. It just don't, it don't connect like it don't connect like I need it to connect. So, it's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really want a beard that connects. Like, I really do.
I know you hate me, bro. Why you close your eyes? You close your eyes. You know.
Yeah, many nights I lay awake wondering, God, why? Why can't I just right in here? I just need that to just connect. If I could just get that, I think my life would be in an entirely different place.
God always have disconnects where there's connects, because that keeps you humble. Oh, goodness, BT.
Turn it off.
12 years, bro. 12 years I've been in the game, yo. That's what we talk about, discipline the mind. All BD got to say is the word disconnect. Bam, bam, bam. I train my mind. The Holy Spirit. Sermon, bam. God always have areas that disconnection you to keep you connected. Woo! To keep you connected to Him. That's why you're disconnected. That's why you don't get, because if you had it all, you won't need Him. Oh, my Lord. Because if you had it all, that's why He probably allowed the tree in the middle of the garden. That's why He allowed the devil to fall. Because He says, hey, I need for you to be disconnected so that you can desire to be connected, so that we can really have fellowship. Woo! Because in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve was perfect. And you can tell they had no need of God, because they entertained the devil. Oh, but God said, I let it happen from the beginning because I want true relationship. Because if there was no tree in the garden, would I need to walk with Him in the cool of the day?
And if I had my beard to just connect just right in here,
that man would be sleeping with 50 different women.
Life may have took a completely different trajectory.
Why do you think the Lord made me bald? He said, boy, That's why people pay to have it all. Oh. I'm trying to tell you, man. The word of God is rich. That's why God don't want you to have it all, so you can have all you need in him. Man, that's a powerful word, bro.
That's right.
So stop trying to connect the dots that God never wanted connected. Man, boy.
There's a hole in my beard that only God can fill.
Ooh, and he said, I'm not going to fill it.
And he said, I will not fill it.
Bro, your sermon delivery was horrible with that. I'm like, BD, he's not going to fill it. The hole of your heart and the hole of your chin is the two totally different things.
Well, he is going to fill it, but he's not going to fill it with hair, with facial hair. He's going to fill it with his fellowship.
There you go. Not with your fellow man's clippers.
That's right.
Because that's why people be trying to get that stuff inked in. Looking crazy.
That said, I'm probably going to stick with my hairline. I think it depends on the person, like if I had a head that, could be bald, then I probably would say beard. But if I were to say that I don't care about a hairline and then I have the beard, but my head in all its glory is out here, it's not going to be pretty.
And that's why mine's here, yours back there.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't do that. So for that reason, I'm going to have to say hairline, but, yeah. Let us know which one you would choose. And more interestingly, I'd probably say is going to be the female perspective on this. I'm curious to see, would you rather have a guy with a strong hairline or a guy with a strong beard game? So hop in the comments. Let us know which one you would prefer. All right. Also hop in the comments. Let us know what you got from today's message about 5 reasons why women should never pursue a man. Let us know your experiences. Let us know your opinions. We would love to. I'm sure this will make for some good discussion. So definitely hop in the comments on that. All right. J.E., you got any last words? Anything you want to get in?
Bro,
you've said plenty.
Bro.
Yeah,
man. We've said we're growing, man. We're giving y'all. I mean, the stuff we're giving y'all, man. That's why this channel's where it's at, because God's timing is what's he gonna blow this thing up. Because the world's not, a lot of people not ready for this kind of information, bro.
That's right. We're giving you guys value. We're giving it for free. All we ask is that if you have not done so already, if you could just position your mouse over that red subscribe button, and click it down. Hit that subscribe button, and then if you could take it one step further, scroll your mouse over to I believe it's the right, ever so slightly, and click on that bell.
Not too far. You'll be another video. You'll be another video if you go too far.
No, don't go to another video. Stay on this video right here in this moment.
Yes.
Click that bell so that you get post notifications so that you know whenever we drop new content.
Yes.
And if it's not too much to ask, hit that like button. So then YouTube
go over and beyond.
Over and beyond. Hop in the comments.
Go down.
And fellowship with us.
This is a community, right, BD? It's a community.
Yes, it is.
The subscribe button says, I'm committed to this fellowship. And go a little bit deeper. Don't be that person that just goes on Sundays. All you do is show up on Wednesdays at noon. Don't do that. Go deeper and say, you know what? I want to know what's going on in this community.
That's right.
Every time the doors of this podcast is open, I'm there. And don't just be there, but like being there. Woo.
That's right.
And also, not only like being there from hitting that like button, not saying not only do I like being here.
That's right.
I want my voice to be heard.
My.
That's how true fellowship and community grows. How can we truly communicate and commune if we don't communicate? So meet us in the comment section so that we can discuss and go deeper in our fellowship with one another.
That's right. It doesn't have to be all me, me and JE kicking forth the knowledge that we're kicking. That's awesome. That's fine. And that's dandy. But you may have a perspective that we may not.
We want to learn from you. We want to learn from you. And the people in the community needs to hear from your perspective.
That's right. You may have had experiences with some of the things that we're talking about. A unique experience that can touch somebody in a way that we weren't able to. So hop in the comments and leave that perspective for the enrichment of all. All right?
Yes.
Other than that.
And we're not like most churches. We do disfellowships. So if we talk crazy down there, you will be blocked.
Absolutely. All right. Other than that, that's all we've got for today. We are almost 2 hours in. So we're going to go ahead and spend time with our families and get on to our weekends.
We're already in trouble.
Absolutely. I'm a happily married man. I'm a father of 4. He is Joshua Ezzy, Slim Rev, the coach. We're the Good Guys Podcast.
Bruh, happily married too, bruh.
Happily married as well. We're the Good Guys Podcast. And we're only good.
Because he's good.